Welcome to Mama's Playground.
Yay!
So this is Darlene.
Monica.
We got Monica, and today we have a super special guest, Clara Cortez.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, long time friend. Oh my God, we've known each other for so long. She's married to a very special person that's like my brother, so you're like my sister. Aww. And we wanted to invite you for so many reasons, because of your energy, because of everything that you're doing for women like us. And so we brought you so we can talk a little bit more about that.
Yay!
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I watch you guys. You know that sometimes I heard you mention my name once and I was like, that's me. Yay. I think it was in another episode, but I do watch you guys and you guys are amazing. And I'm so happy to be part of this.
Yay, thanks.
We're so happy to have you.
Yes.
So happy to have you.
So let's talk a little bit about what you do.
So I have always wanted to be a travel agent, and this came full circle about 5 years ago. If you look at my high school yearbook, you can see travel agent was on there. Like, that was manifested. That came back full circle about 6 years ago. And now that is what I do. I'm a full-time travel agent. I specialize in wellness, and I specialize in holistic retreats and wine tours. So that's what I've been specializing on. I do a lot of group travel. I took people to Italy last year, about 60 people. So a lot of the things that I do are group and small wine tours with yoga involved and wellness. So that's where I am right now.
Which, by the way, she just got back from Oregon.
Yes.
From wine country. Is that what they call it? Wine country?
Wine country, Oregon. Yes.
Oregon,
yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
And we're drinking
You
really
guys are
nice
drinking.
rosé. Yeah, I was saying we know who the boring one is. No, I'm kidding.
Shut up. I haven't had breakfast this morning. I'm
yes. She's being responsible.
I know. Yes.
My
you are
stomach
being
is going.
So cheers. Thanks for bringing it. It's okay.
From
I
the
think
bottom.
that's a whole myth of not being able to toast with water. What do you think about that?
I think it's a myth. I think that, you know what, is the energy you put into it, girl.
Absolutely. You
Let's
see,
do
let's
this.
just pretend that this is like a white, not a white
Yeah.
one, but
There you
something
go.
something
Sparkling.
alcoholic.
Sparkling.
Yes, I'm gonna
Something
drink it.
sparkling.
Something, but how incredible that in your school yearbook it said travel agent, and now
Yes.
you've been doing it.
Yes, it was one of those questions. You know, they ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to do when you get out of here? And that was definitely something that was top of mind since I was young. I wanted to be a travel agent. My parents talked me out of it. There's no money in that. You need to go a different direction. So I went into the corporate world, always staying within the industry of travel. And, 6 years ago, I had like a moment where I was like, what am I doing? This is something that I really want to do. Now, it wasn't the best timing because we know what happened 6 years ago,
Yes.
right? So it wasn't the best timing, but it did give me an opportunity to learn a lot about it.
To
within
study
that
the
time.
market
And
and
then I
everything.
just kind of launched what I wanted to do and what I was passionate about.
And you're amazing, because the trip that you were talking about that you organized last year, my sister was part of it with the family.
Yes.
And she told me I will never travel again
Without
if
Clara.
it's not with Clara, or if she can make it, if she organizes everything. They stayed in amazing hotels, the tours you planned. Oh my gosh. So
Yes.
you did Italy.
We did Italy, we did Croatia, and we did Greece. Yes.
Oh, my
And
gosh,
just
yeah.
listening to you, that fills my heart, because that is exactly why I do it, because I want to share my experiences with so many people. And sometimes I know that's not within everybody's reach, but if you can travel and you can do it organized with intention, I say do it, because it is definitely a game changer.
Yeah, and people can think like, oh, we don't need a travel agent. We'll just go online and book it. But no, because the fact that my sister was saying they didn't have to do anything. Like, everything was planned. Everything was perfect. The hotels, she said, wow.
We're nice,
And just the tours and just having somebody that knows. And sometimes when you're in other countries, you're just lost. And it's so overwhelming when you're walking into these new streets and so many restaurants and so many places to stay. And is this a good area or it's not a good area? So I believe that still now, and I think forever, having somebody like you to organize that makes it so much easier to travel.
Clara, do you do travel, like women's group travel?
I do actually. I don't just focus on women.
Okay.
I focus on people that really want a different experience, but a lot of my groups do tend to be women only.
Okay.
It just kind of works out that way. And it's really nice because you have women, for example, my wellness retreats, you'll have like-minded women that are looking for the same thing. They're looking to reconnect with themselves. They're looking to be grounded. They're looking to reset their nervous system because, life is hard. You're always on the run. You're always stressed. And I always say, yeah, get out there and do your yoga, but there's nothing like having 7 days for yourself and just disconnecting so that you can come back to life and say, okay, I have a purpose. I have a purpose, and I'm reset and I'm re-energized and I'm ready to take whatever it is that I was dealing with on.
Sign me up.
Sign me. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I keep
That's
saying
great.
that us women, especially our audience, moms dealing with toddlers and I mean, I think you're an empty nester now, right?
Yes,
You are an
you
empty
just
nester.
became. So Clara
Okay,
just
so
became.
you're right there with us.
Almost. I have maybe 15 days before it's official.
Yeah, but we were talking the other day on the phone, and you said, a lot of times, and I include myself in that, we dedicate so much to our kids.
Yeah.
In my case, it's just Luna, and I see her growing and growing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen when she goes to college and I can't go follow her?
Right.
You go travel with Clara.
So it's and then
100%, girl.
So some people, I don't know, now I'm gonna enjoy the time with my husband. But in my case, my husband's always working and he also travels, and I'm thinking, okay, what am I gonna do when I don't
Right.
have somebody to care for like a child at the house?
Right.
And that's something. Is this how you came about organizing the retreats?
Yeah, I think about, I was doing travel. I was doing all travel, everything for everyone. And I think 2 or 3 years ago, it dawned on me that I was going to be an empty nester soon. And then I just kept looking at Andy and his habits and his routines. And I was like, I'm not for that. I'm just listen, I love that you watch sports all day long, but I needed my time. And this is how I kind of came about discovering my purpose, I would say, and how I came about discovering what I really wanted to do with my life. And this is where I, brought wellness into my life. And I don't know, you know me for many years. I'm a massage girl. I'm like, let's go on a hike, let's go to yoga. So all those elements of my personal life, I said, I want other people to experience this. I want other people that are feeling like me to kind of have this. And I started working with Viviana. She's from Sana Yoga.
What is it?
Viviana
The name?
Gago. Viviana Gago Sana Yoga.
Sana Yoga, okay.
She is a owner in Jersey studios, yoga studios, and she's phenomenal. And she was like, all right, let's do a yoga retreat together. And that's kind of how we ran with it. And we've been doing yoga retreats together. We did Panama last year. One of her instructors, Yaya Jahaira de La Luz, she did Puerto Rico, which that's close and dear to your heart.
I'm like, I want to go.
We're doing Bali next year. We're doing Chile. We're doing Peru 3 times actually, because it's a very spiritual country, and then people just
I've heard.
ask for it. People just want to experience that. So.
And are all of these, what do they consist of? Is it, because you had mentioned something that you also have doctors there?
Yes. So for the one in Peru in January, we have Dr. Freddie. He's from the Key House here in Miramar, actually, and he does a lot of holistic medicine. He does acupuncture, and he works with, the elements of holistic medicine, which is like earth, wind, everything that revolves around just healing without medicine. And he's actually going to be the host of the retreat in Peru alongside Allison, who is a yoga instructor. And they're both going to be collaborating on this retreat, which is going to give people the opportunity to really just heal and, talk about everything that's going on with their body, their organs, how are they feeling. And one of the cool things about Dr. Freddie is he'll tell you, take your tongue out, let me see. And then from there, he can tell you everything that is happening with you.
So
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I know for a fact, for our listeners, for like the women that are stressed and they're constantly in the go and they're trying to take care of their kids and they're like, I need a vacation. I know, and I'm sure you know, but I think now you're kind of getting into the mode of like being in your own and owning like yourself, right? Because now your kids are getting older, they're getting out of the house, you're being able to do more for yourself, I want to say.
100%.
Would you say when you had like the small kids, do you ever look back and say, I wish I would have traveled more? I wish I would have taken the time to travel more and maybe leave the kids with, I don't know, grandma and grandpa and actually do more things for myself? Or you feel like, I don't know.
That's a really good question. And, I think that I've always prioritized my kids. I've always been a basketball mom, a travel volleyball mom. I've always been in a dance, and I've always been there for them. But I never shied away from self-care, and I never shied away from a weekend getaway with myself and my girlfriends or my husband, So I definitely highly recommend that to people. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm always so positive, maybe, because that's what people always tell me.
Such a beautiful
They tell me,
energy.
like, listen, you're so positive. You have such great energy. And I said, and I keep thinking back, I said, maybe because I did prioritize my self-care at times, And that's why I keep that's kind of my message now to women. Like, do not put yourself in the bottom of the list. Like, you have to start prioritizing. You're always taking care of somebody else. You're always putting someone's needs before yours, and that's perfectly
I'm gonna
fine.
cry.
And that's beautiful. I get
It's
it. I've
so
done
true,
it.
yeah.
But find a little weekend to reset. Find, a retreat, or find something you love to reset, because, we all need that. We're all humans, and when anxiety starts to kick in, girl, it's hard to get rid of that anxiety unless you're like completely disconnecting from everything.
Would you say, as a travel expert and doing this for several years, would you say that there's a place that you would recommend? Like, let's say moms are stressed, and then let's just say not everybody has the resources to leave their kids somewhere, right? So there's people that are by themselves, their parents are not around, and they want to travel. They want to at least take a little weekend away. Is there places that you would say, my God, I would so recommend for you to go this weekend with your kids? It's going to be great for you. You're going to get some time, but your kids are also going to have fun, and it's just, this is going to be such a good getaway for you.
Oh, to go with the kids.
To go with the kids.
Because
Okay, to
there's
go
going to
with
be
the
people
kids
that,
for
I mean,
those.
both, right? If you want to take a girls'
Aside
weekend.
from Disney.
Because
Everybody thinks about Disney, but
you need a vacation from
No.
Disney.
Yeah.
When you come back from Disney, you need a
Exactly.
vacation from Disney sometimes,
So I would say that when you're talking about traveling with kids, it's not a retreat, it is a vacation, okay?
Yeah.
So you are doing a vacation, and there's gonna be some level of stress because you are responsible for these children and you're always connected to someone.
Yes.
And that's the difference
Snacking
between
and all that. It
100%.
drives you crazy
Yes.
throughout the day. It's like, I want to have a beer or a glass of wine, and they want chicken nuggets and
Yes.
fries.
And you just want to lay
Agree.
by the pool. They're like, look at me, I'm jumping, I'm splashing in the pool. You're like,
Yes.
I don't want to
Yes.
watch. No.
So I wouldn't. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because the reason for retreats is to completely disconnect. And when you're on a vacation with family, you are not disconnected.
So
you
that's
are
the difference.
connected. So there is a huge difference there. But I also run into the issue where, genuine question, what you just asked, what can I do because I can't leave my kids?
Yeah.
And then I have the moms that are like, yes, I'll take that Caribbean vacation, but then they don't want to put their kids in the daycare. And my kids don't like it. Well, you know what? They're
But
gonna
you know what?
like
I'm that
it.
person. Okay, but can I tell you that I am that person, not because they won't like it, but because I'm paranoid. So I was
There
telling
you go.
Darlene, we went on a cruise. It was like a 4-day cruise, like to the Bahamas.
Wait, I hear the helicopter.
And we're there in the cruise, and I go to Benjamin, oh my God, like I want to go see a show. I want to do something. I can't take them with it. So we go to the kids club, and we get there. And I was like, okay, like maybe we'll leave them there tomorrow. Okay. So then I run into this guy. I was telling Darlene, we run into this guy like at the desk. I was asking some information, and the guy goes, "Oh, are those your kids?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was an older gentleman. And I said, "Yeah, they are." He's like, "Oh my God, I remember those days." He's like, "Me and my wife would come to the cruises." This was Norwegian, I think it was. He goes, "I remember." He's like, "We put our kid in the, what is it called?
Club. Yeah,
the club.
the
Kid club." He's like, "And we left them there, and all of a sudden, like an hour later, he had like gotten out of the kid club and he was roaming around, and he found us at the bar." And I was like, "How old was he?" He's like, "Oh, like yours, like 7 years old." And he said that to me. I said, "Nope, I'm not leaving them at the kids club." I was like, what if they get lost? And my mind started going into this whole thing. We're in the middle of the ocean, and there was like a kid.
Fall.
Yeah.
There was a kid taking care of the kids, and I was like, I don't know. What if he's not looking at them, and then they get out, and we're on the other side of the ship, and like, my mind just like no.
See, and my experience was the totally opposite.
I know.
I was
We were like,
scared,
go.
and then she loved it, and we would come get her. And she was like, "I'm not ready to leave." And something happened to me, and I haven't had that feeling in so long. And this was about 3-4 years ago. Fabian wasn't feeling well, so he went back to the cabin, and Luna was in the kids club. So I go to Fabian, and he's like, "No, I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit." And then I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get Luna," and I go get her, and she comes out, and she's like, "I don't want to leave." So she goes back in, and we have the drink package, by the way. And I go, "What am I gonna do?" Fabian is sleeping, Luna's in the kids club, I'm in this cruise. I'm like, what? It was just one of those moments that I had the time
had a
be
retreat,
alone,
right.
and I didn't know what to do.
You had like a 2-hour like short retreat
Wow.
there.
So this was years ago. And then I remember I went to the bar, adults only, obviously, and I got my book and I got my Prosecco, and I said, "This is so beautiful.
This is amazing."
But I haven't had that feeling in so long.
But imagine 7 days of that.
Yeah, has there been a situation where you see, I'm sure that you see people changing, they come, stressed with their body tight.
Yes.
And then when they leave, they're like so happy and loose and free. Has there been a situation that you remember that you're like, wow, this really changed this person's life right now?
Yes. Actually, we were in a retreat in Panama, and we were doing it with Sana Yoga, and she had a lot of her community there. So a lot of people from her community signed up, and then I had a participant from Puerto Rico reach out and say, "Hey, I want to go on this retreat. Like, what do you think?" I also do my due diligence to make sure. I'm so sorry.
They're calling you. They want to book you already, you see?
And I thought I turned it off. So we were in the retreat in Panama, and the Puerto Rican lady called me, and she was like, "Listen, I'm from Puerto Rico. I want to see if I can go on the retreat." So I also do my due diligence to make sure she would be a good fit. I just don't want to put somebody in a retreat that is not going to be a good fit with the community that we're in, right?
Oh,
We're trying to
interesting.
build. Retreats are not for everybody. They really aren't. If you want a vacation, if you want to be drinking all day, if you want to be partying, that's not the type of vibe you're gonna get.
No.
So she was a good fit for it, and she came with us. She didn't know anybody. She was very hesitant at first because she was like, I'm a little scared because I don't know anybody on the retreat. She left there and she was like, what a beautiful experience. She goes, everything that I intended to come out of this retreat came out. I am transformed. My life has changed. She goes, tell me when your next retreat is because I want to go. And she's coming with us to Bali. Wow. And, this is her not coming into a community if she doesn't know anybody, Everybody kind of welcome her, like-minded women that are experiencing the same exact thing she's probably experiencing, share stories, get to meet new people. Now, those same people that were in that retreat go to Puerto Rico and they're calling her like, hey, let's meet up for a drink. Let's hang out.
She has a group.
Wow.
She has a community of people that are like lifting her up and building her up. And I think that that's what the retreats are for. I think that it's just finding people that have some of your same struggles. Maybe they are tired. It could be something as simple as like, I'm exhausted all the time. Exhausted.
Why are you looking at our podcast then? I love how Monica just looks at me because
No, I look at it, raising my hand too. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a retreat.
So that's exactly what it's like. And I find that in every retreat, there is people that they just connect so well. There are people that just connect so well and they just become friends. And that is what fills me. Like, as part of my job, I'm like, I have to make sure that everything goes smooth, and I have to make sure that everything logistically is, going to the way that it's supposed to, and pivot whenever I need to pivot if something happens, But most importantly, like, the beauty of the retreat is how people connect with each other.
1,000%, yeah. What do you tell those people though that are scared? Like, for instance, I'm sure there's somebody listening and they're saying, "Oh my God, that's me. I want to get out, but I don't know anybody. I don't have any friends to go with. Like, I really want to meet new people." Because you get that motherhood. I always say this: when you become a mom, I feel like sometimes it's very lonely.
Yes.
It's isolating. Your husband's probably working. He doesn't understand what you go through as a woman with the kids and so on. And then your friends are in another maybe state. They moved or they're in their own things. And then you're isolated sometimes. And you say, my God, I want to find connection with other women, people that, have the same thought process or the same kind of, background. Or how do I get out of this comfort zone and do that little weekend trip and connect with other women? What do you tell people that are scared to, come out of that and say, "Oh, I don't even want to try it." They want to, but they don't want to, because they're scared to do it. Like, these experiences that these people have. I don't know what my question is, but
yeah, no, I get the question because I get that a lot. I think people have a misconception of what a retreat is like. They think that you're gonna go there. They think that it's gonna be like you're just following somebody around and you're just having to do everything in their agenda and you don't have any time for yourself. So retreats are like quite the opposite. Yes, you are on an agenda, but you can do as much as you want or as little as you want. If you
you choose.
If you want to sleep all day, you sleep all day. If that's what your body needs, then you do that, right? So first of all, it's really important, okay, as a retreat leader, like, for example, working with Vivi and myself, that we identify, like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you going on this retreat? Is it because you need a vacation?
Yeah.
Or is it because you really want some sort of like healing, transformation, a reset of the nervous system? You want to be part of the community. So why are you doing this? Secondly, it's important to see, what kind of traveler are you? Are you okay with staying in a bus that's been converted into a bedroom? Like, are you okay with that? Or are you a hotel traveler? Because if you're a hotel traveler and you like all the amenities of a concierge hotel, this might not be the retreat for you.
Got it.
Okay. And then the third thing is, don't be scared, going back to your question, because you're going to meet people, okay? And you have to try it, right? Sometime. You have to get out of your comfort zone and try it. You might hate it. You might like it. And sometimes I tell people, you might have just gone to the wrong one. You might have just booked the wrong retreat. Okay. So don't, if you want to give it a second shot, give it a second shot, but try it with somebody different.
And getting the information. So on that, the retreats that you have, are they focused on different goals? Or is it mostly for your well-being, for healing, holistic retreats? Or you have some, let's say, for couples?
Yes.
That want to get back into
want to spark the relationship a little bit.
Yeah.
Most of my retreats revolve around yoga. They revolve, I work with people that are healers. I work with people that do regression sessions that will cleanse you from any negative energy that might be revolving around you. I work with people that, they're willing to kind of work with you to see what your needs are and kind of make the best experience out of the retreat. You get massages, you get to sleep, you get a full cultural immersion. Like, you are doing, I'll give you an example from Puerto Rico, and I know that you know all about Puerto Rico. We did bomba dancing. How many Puerto Ricans haven't even done that? Like, a lot of Puerto Ricans haven't even done that. They're like, oh my God, you're gonna do bomba dancing? Like, that's amazing, So we're bringing people from out of the island to do something that it's that was created in Puerto Rico that some Puerto Ricans haven't even done. So,
That's beautiful.
What is bomba dancing?
I was just gonna say that. So it's the typical music. It comes from, Afro roots.
I can see like
So
bomba.
the bomba,
Yes,
the plena, which you
100%.
probably know about plena now because of Bad Bunny, but bomba it's a beautiful dance and the rhythms. And you go to Calle Loíza in Puerto Rico, not Calle Loíza, Loíza the town. And it comes from there, and you see, it's beautiful. And for example, when you go, let's say, to Peru, to all these other places that you have, do you do the same thing? Do you try to immerse in the culture?
100%.
And I love that.
100%.
I absolutely love that.
That is definitely part of the retreats. It's incorporated into everything. When we go to Peru, we'll do Machu Picchu. We're definitely going to be doing a picnic out in the desert with, with the people from there, with the local people. We're going to be eating from the ground, things that are cooked under the ground. So it's going to be a full cultural immersion. Aside from that, you are going to get the benefits of wellness, the massages, the one-on-one, like January, the one-on-one with Dr. Freddie, where he's really digging into what is wrong with your body. Why are you feeling exhausted? Monica, why are you feeling exhausted, Darlene?
Darlene,
Let's
why
get
are
to
you
the
feeling
bottom of
exhausted?
that.
I'll give you
Why are you feeling exhausted?
Wait, I need a whole week with him. And I really love and respect that it's not just a retreat that you just go and you do yoga and then you sit
Yes.
and you talk. You have professionals there. You have a doctor. It's not
professionals.
no está hecho a lo loco. It's not.
It's very
Let's
organized.
just call it a retreat and go and have fun. No, it's
It's
organized.
very
and-
intentional, very intentional. Like the October one that I'm doing with Vivi again from Sana Yoga, it's yoga. Everything revolves around yoga, around breath work. The importance of breath work. I had to kind of learn that myself. I'm like,
That's hard.
it's so hard. It is a technique that it's so hard to maneuver. But once you have it and once you practice it, it just makes you feel like 10 times better. You go about your day like just 10 times feeling
You're flowing.
better. So those are things that are incorporated into the retreats that Vivi's going to bring her magic, and she does her yoga sessions, and she does her, gentle flows, and she does that very intentional at different times of the day so that people feel like they are grounded and reconnected with themselves. So everything is very intentional.
So you
So
do like
that's-
sound healing and all that?
Sound healing is
All of
one of
that?
the beautiful things that we do.
That's the
Yes.
one in October, right?
Yes. So I have one in October with Sana Yoga, and then I have one in.
And where is this one?
This one is in Peru.
In Peru,
Yes,
October.
and this
okay.
one is gonna be. This one's gonna revolve around culinary, which. If you guys have ever eaten Peruvian food,
Oh,
you know that
yes,
it's phenomenal.
yes,
So it's
yes.
gonna have some culinary, cultural, and then it's also gonna have the healing portion of it. So it's a sacred journey around Peru. So we will start with Lima, and you will get to see that side of Lima. We do a lot of yoga in Lima, a lot of breath work in Lima, and then we go over to the Cusco side, to the Andes. Yeah.
This sounds
I love Peru.
wonderful
Yes.
right now. And the Peruvian food is amazing because of the Japanese influences. And
Absolutely.
it's so good. So then the one in January is the one with the doctor.
Dr. Freddie, yes, and this is the Way of Water. And we called it that because it is a rainy season in Cusco. And we purposely selected January because we wanted to revolve around cleansing, and we wanted to revolve around
New
just
energy.
new energy, and kind of start January and start 2027 with like just feeling super, super like reset and unplugged and just
That is so important. I feel that that's one that I'm really considering because I feel that I need that. And I need it now.
Yes.
I need it now. But
Not in January.
No, I feel that also in the summer. It's like I was saying, classes are going to start, August 10? Over here is super early. In Puerto Rico, I remember it was towards the end of August. And then the whole thing starts again, the school, the after school things, the homework, it's so many things. It's this, what do you call it? Rat race?
the rat race. Yes.
And I was saying, I haven't had a vacation in forever. And I say, even if you don't go and take a vacation, but just take some time for yourself to reset. Because if you go from finishing the school year and then you have camp and summer and all the things, and then you go straight to starting another school year, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
I have a question, and I'm sorry to interrupt
No,
you,
no,
Darlene,
I'm
because
good.
I'm here I'm thinking about this.
You're
'cause
thinking
I know,
about booking already. I am.
no, I'm just here. My mind is thinking. I'm usually always thinking. No, I was thinking of how people sometimes think that these type of retreats could be like witchery and all that. Like, how do you tell people, no, this is not, something like, I don't know, witchcraft. We're not doing witchcraft in the middle of Peru and in the middle of a field or anything like that. This is actually
Like
for
a
wellness.
cult.
Yes, because I have a friend that does breath work. She does, cacao medicine. She's Peruvian actually, and she does. You've met her, Fiorella.
Yeah.
And she
kidding.
does all that
We had
stuff.
her in the podcast.
And I remember when she first started, I remember people being like, oh, what is this, like witchery? And I was like, this is not witchery. I was like, there is a science behind the breath work. There is a science behind all of this, and
Yes.
some people are very close-minded to these type of things, and they won't even give it a shot, even if it will be beneficial for them.
Right.
So has anybody come to you and said, oh, Clara, I don't know, or what is it that you're doing,
I kind of read the room, and I do get that vibe from certain people. And, I'm not here to try to convince those people to come on the retreat. I'm really not. I'm like, listen, if this is not for you and you're going in it with a negative attitude, then really you don't need to be here, right? But it is not at all witchcrafty.
Yeah.
It is not at all what everybody thinks, or most people, or some people, not most, because I think that over time people have been educated on what wellness retreats are and what yoga retreats are, and they are that. They are yoga. So if you have a yoga studio down the street, maybe you want to go into that yoga studio and see what it's about, because we're just taking these yoga sessions
into beautiful
and
sceneries.
putting them into sceneries where
And combining
it's
it with-
serene and calm,
Yeah.
and you're actually like being present and in the moment of like living your life. So I'm not trying to
Convince anybody.
anybody that it's otherwise, but if you really want to know for yourself, start with a yoga session, right?
Yeah.
Start with a yoga session. Go see a holistic doctor and see what that's about. Don't go to Peru and let me see if this is for me. Start small. Start here, and then you can build on that.
Yeah, don't go to Peru.
That's a good advice,
Pisco
though.
sour.
Yes, 100%. Like, I'm like, if I'm looking at it from a perspective of like, I don't drink wine, but I'm going to go on that wine tour because you know what? I'm going to see what it's like.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be a wine tour. Like, go to a restaurant and drink wine. That's what it's gonna be like.
You're gonna
but
ruin
in
it
a
for everybody.
Yes, exactly. You're gonna ruin it for everybody. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like, exactly.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's why we always do a good job on like saying, hey, is this really a good fit for you? Is this gonna be a good fit for you?
So I have an idea.
Wait, okay. The last time she had an idea, that she has an idea of having a mama's playground for next summer.
But a camp. And I said to her, oh my God, Darlene, we're going to get like bounce houses and we're going to put it out there, and all the women are going to get in their bathing suits with beer, and we're going to go down the slide, and we're going to be like living it up, like we were 15 years old.
So you want a vacation. She wants a vacation.
Yeah,
That's not a retreat.
she wants it here at the park. But then I said, and then the sponsors
Summer
for
camp.
that event will be like Bengay, Advil, Tylenol.
We'll
said
get a
summer
massage
camp.
in there. We'll get a massage in there.
But I think what's your idea?
No,
Let me
I was
see.
just thinking idea because I had asked you previously. I said, okay, so what do you do with the kids? And I know the kid thing is not your forte. It's more
I'm
like
not
the
even
retreat,
thinking about the kids
wellness.
right now.
No, but I'm just thinking this is just I don't know. Maybe there's like women out there like, oh my God, I would love to go on Clara's retreats. I would love to do that, but I've got the kids and I don't have anywhere to leave them. What can I do? You guys should think
Husbands.
about doing. Well, listen, we have that, but there's going to be people that don't have that luxury to leave them at grandparents and all that. You guys should think of doing like this retreat. I don't know how much of a retreat it's going to be, but a retreat in the middle of like
The mountains.
The mountains, and then you've got like
With the view of the
kids
ocean.
retreat over there, and then
The kids
the retreat. Is that not a retreat?
Nah.
No.
So let me ask you,
Eh,
what
no,
are you going to be
because then
thinking
you're
about
gonna-
while you're drinking your
Well,
prosecco?
you're right. You, Monica, you'll be like, oh my God, I wonder what the kids are doing. I wonder
Did
what
they
they're
jump
doing. I
off the
wonder
And then she's
Where
going to
did
be
we
like,
go?
let me see if they texted me, right?
No.
Do they need me to pick them up?
Yeah. Okay. So forget it. scratch the
Hey,
idea.
they're in the
It
retreat
wasn't
right
good.
now, which is called summer camp.
Okay.
We need our own.
It was just a thought that I had, but you're absolutely right. I would be the first one going, Darlene, where are they? Did they jump off the mountain? Did I know? Oh my God, where's Noah? Where's Jacob? Yeah, you're right. I would never.
Yeah.
I would not.
You wouldn't have time for
enjoy.
journaling. You wouldn't have time for any of that. You know?
I would be
Oh,
journaling
they
where?
do journaling too, of
We do.
course,
We do
because
journaling.
no technology.
You
My
know, we
question,
can't.
yeah, with that.
We do have retreats that do not have Wi-Fi, but for the most part, I think that the world is caught up, and everybody, everywhere we go, there is a Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes it's not the best. Okay, sometimes it's not the best, but people truly go there to disconnect.
But for example, for moms that they, and here I'll include myself, I can go for a week. I mean, I'm saying that, and I have to practice that, because for me to leave without her, but I am so interested actually in doing the January one. But for moms, like, you know, like us, that we're there, not so much work. Oh, I gotta answer my boss's phone call. But if you want to talk to your kids, or if you want to just make sure that they're okay, how does it work?
So you can talk to your kids at any time you want. You have your phone.
Not
We do
anytime,
not take
though.
your phone away. We do not take your
This is
phone
not
away.
a cult. It's not a cult, Darlene.
You can literally pick up your phone and call your kids while you're on a walk or on a hike to go see the llamas. Like, there's no problem with that. Okay, I just want to make that clear. I said you might run into the issue where there might not be Wi-Fi connection. Okay, but you can call your kids and your husband whenever you want.
I didn't say
Is calling my husband in the agenda?
Is there like a 30-minute, talk to your loved ones?
No, she's gonna come. Clara said I can only call you from 4 to 4:05.
You know what she's saying.
But wait, but that's not bad. If you have like in the schedule, if you have techie time, and then it's like for 30 minutes you call your loved ones, and then you have to lock your phone on a locker.
Listen, we have a retreat for you. We have a retreat for you.
I know why
where
she's
it's
saying
like
this.
zero phone, zero. Okay, you have to tell me when to call your husband. Clara, can you check in for me?
Can you check in?
I was thinking,
Emmaus.
she's thinking of this because she did the retreat with the church of Emmaus, and
Yes.
Emmaus takes your phone away.
Okay,
and you
yes.
cannot use your phone, so she's already thinking a week without my phone.
But the interesting thing that happened, it was my first time leaving Luna. It was just 2 days. And that day she had a birthday. It was just 2 days.
So you really didn't disconnect because you were thinking about, did Fabian take her to the birthday?
Did my
buy
phone
a
ring?
gift? Did oh my
he
God,
do
what
her
is she
hair?
wearing?
What
Yes,
is she wearing? I think.
Send me a picture. I want to see the pictures.
But no, the funny thing is that was over on a Sunday. And that Sunday we had a mass, and in that mass the family would come. That Sunday, when I wake up, everybody, actually, they didn't take the phones away. We had them, but I don't know, I never went to get it.
no, dicen, you got to turn it off, don't you?
It was off, but it was in my bag in the room. But
Right.
I was, going by the book. But the morning that we were, told, hey, go for it, it's the last day, the mass time had changed. And I thought that I had told him that Friday. So that morning, I see like people calling, some people calling family members. Others like me were still like, I'm still here. I don't
Right.
want to communicate with anybody until I get to
He's
church.
watching me, and I said I was not going to pick up my phone.
Even when we're on the car
being
driving there, I didn't even check my phone. I
Right.
said, I am not going to check my phone until after I see my family. What
Right.
happens? My family wasn't there. They had the wrong time. If I would have called them in the morning and
you
said
would
mass
have
is at
been
this
able
time,
to.
so I'm there in mass, and everybody has like their family members, and I'm thinking he got confused with the time, and I was so sad. And I said, I just came from a retreat and I'm so happy, but it made me so sad. And then I'm like, what an idiot. I should have called them and
Yes.
said, this is the time of the mass. Anyway, but my thing in that moment, it was I wanted to stay disconnected.
Right, and that's okay. That's okay too. And they have retreats for everything. They have retreats where you're completely disconnected. They have silent retreats where you don't speak for 7 days.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's like Eat, Pray, Love. That's like Eat, Pray, Love. You guys never saw the movie?
Yes, I saw
and
it.
I love that movie. I
love that
loved
movie
it
too.
So when I think of these retreats, I'm like, oh, I want to do an Eat, Pray, Love kind of thing.
But wait, no talking? Is that
No talking.
like
No talking.
for how long?
For 7 days, no talking. Yeah.
Not like no talking.
No talking.
Can
And
that
not
be?
even-
Is that possible?
Is that something that you're interested in? Because we can make that happen. And even the people that serve you your food, and they are trained not to speak on these retreats.
So we put like a sticker
So
over
no
our mouth.
talking for a week.
For a week.
I would be talking to myself a lot. I'd be like,
Yes.
"Dale, mira,
So it's just on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, what are you looking for? What is the intention of the retreat? What do you want to come out feeling like? What is it? So those are deep questions, reflections. You have to say to yourself, what is it that I'm feeling? And most of the time, it's just as simple as like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to sleep.
Or you've lost yourself. Let's be honest. Like in
100%.
this, you lose yourself. You lose yourself, especially in motherhood, because everything becomes about the kids or about the house or about the husband or about just trying to get yourself together. And sometimes you lose yourself, and you want to find that person that exists. It's in there, but it's just trying to crawl out of your skin to get there. And you say, what do I need to do? And sometimes I feel like, my God, a retreat away for 1 week could definitely. It could definitely peel those layers and get you back refreshed, that when you come back, you go, oh my God, I found myself.
Yeah.
I found myself,
You found yourself.
I found myself.
reading
I
a
feel
good
like
book.
me again. Yeah. And I'm sure it's like a cycle, because then you start the cycle again. It goes another 6 months without that, and you get deeper and deeper in the hole. But I think it's just a matter of like, being conscious of the fact, like, I was able to get there on this retreat. I feel like myself again. And even though I'm coming back to my, routine and all that, I know that inside of me, there's this,
You feel grounded.
I feel grounded,
Like you have a purpose, 100%.
What message would you give to that mom that's listening, midlife mom, about to, like, her kids go, like it's happening to you, or that are in the middle of, raising little kids, and that she's exhausted and she doesn't feel seen, and this stress could be affecting her health, her relationship with her kids. Sometimes I find myself like, Luna, and in a bad mood with her, and then I feel bad because it's not her, it's just me that I'm exhausted, and she's the one person that I have in front of me. Or relationship with your spouse. What do you tell to that mom right now, to get her out of that hole?
We were all somebody before we had kids, before we had our husbands. We were individuals. We had hobbies. We had moments where we wanted to spend time with our friends. We wanted to go out to drink. We wanted to have wine, And I always go back to that, and I always say I'm grateful that I have a husband that allows me to do what I do, because he's at home a lot by himself. I'm grateful that my kids support what I do. But I did go through that challenge of like, I feel bad leaving them, or if I do, it's only for a weekend, and I'm also grateful that my parents were around to take care of them. But what I would tell moms that need this, I would say, listen, you have to do this for yourself, because it will change the relationship that you have with your husband, and it will change the relationship that you have with your kids. Just resetting yourself and really finding purpose in who you are. It's not even what you want to do, it's who you are. Because when you go on these retreats, all of a sudden you say, man, I remember when I used to paint. I remember when I used to read a book. And these are little habits that you kind of dropped, and you kind of put them in the back burner because you just don't have time, because now you're like, hey, I have to take them to soccer. I have to take them here. So you remember all these things, and all of this, your personal purpose, your individuality comes back to you. And it's like, okay, this is who I was before I became a mom, and this is your genuine self. So I would say, find those little moments where before you had the kids, before you had your husband, find that, because those are the things that are genuine to you. That's what makes you who you are. That's what makes you a human being that is like true, like your true self, So find that.
I think
Find them
we
again.
at this
Beautiful.
age, it's funny. I was thinking of my mom and thinking of like the older generations that back in the day, God forbid that you even leave your kids and go on a week vacation. We're
Without
obviously
them,
more
yeah.
open to that. Obviously, we joke and we're like, oh my God, we're not gonna leave our kids. But we would if we had the
I
help and
have
all
to
that.
work on it. I have because with the leaving her, but you know, talking to you and what you just said, like I get goosebumps and I get I get it's so important what you just
Yeah.
said, like remembering and connecting. I always think about little Darlene.
Yeah.
I always have her like here, and I think about her, and I go, "What would she want? What would she want?" And I tend to put her aside because I have little Luna at home,
Yeah.
and I have to focus on her. But I believe that is so important. Listening to that, but yeah, the whole leaving them and that guilt of, okay, I'm gonna take a vacation to Peru, I'm gonna go on this retreat, but then I have a child at home that is dying to go stay at a hotel and have a mini vacation, and it's working on, you know, you have to work on yourself first.
Their
And,
time will
yeah.
come. And also, I always think about the message that you're giving your kids, right? Are you giving them that message that it's like, you need to be home? Like, you need to be home. Your place is at home. You can't be traveling because now you have a husband and now you have kids. Like, your responsibility is your kids and I always say maybe that's the reason why our kids don't want to have kids. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's our fault because I always talk to Joanna. She's like, it's too complicated, it's too hectic. And I think that sometimes we might have passed on
Yeah, the
this
message.
message of
Yeah.
like, you can't live your life because you're too busy taking care of other people. So I try to incorporate her. I try to incorporate my daughter into, yes, travel now that she's older. When she was younger, I had like guilt of leaving her, but my job required it at times. Like, there are mothers that have to travel for a living,
course,
right?
yeah.
And yeah, there's guilt to that, but then there's also like that sense of my daughter is becoming, or my son is becoming more independent without me. They're figuring it out, you know, as we go.
And honestly,
So-
that's probably a good thing.
And that
it's
is
a
a
good
good
thing
thing.
because
That
you
is a
don't
good
want them
thing.
later being 18 years old, still like, you know, attached to the hip.
attached to the hip.
You know?
And I see that a lot. I see that a lot.
And I, you know, going back, the reason why I said this is I started thinking of the older generations, right? Like our grandmothers and my mother, and like just like, and these are women that were always, you know, taught to be with their family, be with their family, be with their family. Imagine all the stuff that they have pent up to this day, you know, if they're in their 80s, that they never were able to kind of like find themselves again
Yes.
because they got lost in it. You should do, now here's a good idea, a retreat for the older women.
Yes, yes, yes.
For the older women, and say, you know what, now that you guys are grandparents, or, you know, you might not be a grandparent, but, you know, you have all these things that maybe you have to come back to where you were 50 years ago, you know,
Yeah.
maybe just find yourself on this trip. I think that could be a good idea
That's
for
a
you.
great idea.
You know?
An amazing idea.
No, and
And
for,
you know what I get? I'm sorry to interrupt
no.
you, but I get the older people that are like, I can't do that anymore. That's not for me. And that breaks my heart.
yeah.
It breaks my heart because deep down in my mind, I'm like, yes, you're right. I said, I wish you would have done it 20 years ago. You know, time flies.
Yeah.
Time flies. And then you never regret the trip you take. You always regret that you didn't
That
take
you
it,
didn't.
you know, when you could have.
So, yeah.
It's one of those things that it's like, try if you can. And I always tell people, don't wait. I mean, just going back to Zell, it was always pushing.
Zell is
please.
my sister.
It was, yes. I mean, it's like, it was always pushing the travel. It's
Baseball,
like, no, we need to
have
do this,
baseball,
we
we
need to do
have
that.
baseball, we're
Until
so
finally
busy.
she was like, okay, we're doing it. You know, and I was so happy for her when she was like,
It
yes,
wasn't
she's
her,
coming.
actually. I think it
She's
was her
coming.
husband, Joey.
Joey, yes.
Because that's the thing, you know, just like my sister, and she, 3 kids, and 2 of them in baseball, now 1, and it's been baseball tournament after baseball tournament.
Yes.
You had the volleyball as well. And it's all about the kids. And I remember her saying, oh my God, Joey just got this for next year.
Yes.
Because people think that it's impossible to do it, but if you do it, and you do it, you know, with time, you can save money, you
Absolutely.
can organize a babysitter, you can, and I looked at
Yeah.
you for that one. You can, if you plan ahead, but it was him that he said,
Absolutely.
you know, we don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it, and we already said yes, and it
Yes.
was a great experience. And now you're planning another trip for next year.
Japan. So that same group that went to Europe is also doing Japan next year. So they're very excited. We're very excited. That's what I live for. I live to see people like just having a good time and enjoying themselves. I think that's my purpose in life. I honestly do believe that. Like even when people are in my house, I'm just like, oh my God, are you okay? Do you want a drink? Do you want this?
She's
do you
the
want that?
best
Like, I'm
host,
just like,
and the brunches
I
that
want
you do
to
for
be having a good time.
Yeah, no,
you know?
Clara is the best host.
I thank you.
Definitely.
I wouldn't say the best.
We gotta do the brunch. It would be great if we as Mama's Playground, we can jump on these retreats and have. That's one thing. If anybody wanted to contact you,
Yes.
Which is the best way, if they want to either book a trip or to go on one of these retreats.
So can I give my phone number on here, or is
It's
that like
up to
okay?
you.
Yeah. So
It's up to
I've
you.
had this number forever. It's my cell phone number, but my number, if you wanted to speak to me directly, if you wanted to, if you have questions about the retreat, it would be 786-390-5449.
Slow.
Sorry, 786-390-5449. If you want to look at my website is forlifetravelandretreats.com, www.forlifetravelandretreats.com, and that's spelled www.forlifetravelandretreats. For Life Travel and Retreats.
And
that's
we'll put
also
that.
my Instagram.
The
So you
Instagram
can
too.
always find content on my Instagram as well.
Definitely.
So wait, I just want to put one last point. If you're that lady, I'm looking at the camera, and you are in your 40s, late 30s, your 50s, and you feel like you are not being seen,
Yes.
you feel lost in your life, there's something it's just not, Clara's your girl.
Absolutely. I'm here for you. And if you have questions, just call me. Maybe this is not the right retreat, but we have Peru. We have Chile in 2027. We have Bali. We have Peru. Actually, I told you we're doing that 3 times. And maybe you just want to be part of a group that's traveling somewhere. That's okay too. Maybe retreat is not what you need. That's okay too. But if a retreat is what you need, then definitely I would highly recommend it if you're trying to reconnect with yourself,
I am so in. I am so in for sure. Thank you so much for being
you
here.
for having me.
Thank you. I love you, and I love what you're doing.
I love you
for all these people, and it's so special, and it makes me happy when I see somebody like you that found your purpose in life, and you look so happy, and I see it in your eyes when
you're
you're talking
glowing.
about that, and
And
you're
her skin is glowing.
Yes, and my skin is glowing, but that might be the
And she
SPF
just
I
landed,
just put in.
and you landed past
Yes.
midnight, all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yes,
so
and we're doing
my
a wine
props.
tour
See?
over there, and that's why I'm already, look at me.
It's very
you
good,
guys are
actually.
sleeping.
It's
So am
very
I
good.
allowed to cheer with the water again?
Listen,
I
we'll
didn't even
allow
know that
it.
was a bad luck.
We'll allow it. But I brought you guys a bottle of a rosé from the Wine Country, Oregon, and I was just there doing a retreat with my very good friend who's a sommelier. She's an advanced certified level 3 sommelier, Cynthia Benancourt, and she does an amazing job at educating on the wineries and educating on how to cite, what is it?
No.
Smell and sip. Okay.
And then you're
so
supposed
she
to
does like a basic 101 on how to go
You're
with this
supposed
wine.
to spit it out, which I never do.
If you want to, I never do either. She does often, but I never do either. But she's also doing, I connect with her to do a lot of my wine tour retreats.
See, so the retreats are not
Yes.
only about,
Yeah.
the wine is it's part of self-care.
Wine is wellness. Wine and wellness are go together because you can, it's cultural, it's food, it's, tasting, it's just experimenting with new things and very relaxed, in a very relaxed environment. So I would say wine is wellness, yes.
Amen.
And
to
anybody
that.
that wants to disagree with me,
So you see,
you're okay.
Clara has all sorts of retreats. Love it. Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank
being
you,
the Mama's
Clara.
Playground, and hopefully we can do something together. We can go
Yeah,
run
I
those.
would love to have you guys.
Yay,
That would be
I
amazing.
like it.
Do
Let's
your
talk.
podcast.
I have a lot of ideas.
Do your podcast from one of the mountains over in Peru. You know.
Yes, I love that. Okay, well, thank you. This
you
is
guys
Mama's
so
Playground, and we'll
much.
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
I'm cheering again with water.
We keep cheering with water.